Okay, hold on, guys. So we're going to try this again and see if we can't drag some people in here, share it as soon as it lets me do that. If you just be patient for just a second. Tag friends. Get a few people tagged here. So this is going on my timeline, which I usually don't do, but somebody share it over to Family Forward Project. It is July the 17th. Get some of you tagged in here. Oh my gosh, what a day. I am so exhausted. I smell like a stinky jail. Jennifer, Connie, I hope you guys can hang on. We've had so much going on today. Okay. All right, and let me see. Jennifer, let me see if I can grab Jennifer. Ah, here she is. Yay. All right, girl. Okay, as soon as we get Jennifer Wynn is going to come on here with me in just a minute. So I'm finally home, and here's my partner in crime over here. Yay. Y'all know, if y'all could, somebody could share this. I don't think I can do it from the live, but if somebody could, oh, okay. All right, Jennifer, hang on. I gotta go over here a minute. I'm sorry. Trying to get Jennifer on. Thank you for all the hearts, y'all. I know a lot of you didn't think I'd make it through today. It was kind of challenging there for a bit. Hey, Wendy. Hey. Yeah, right? A little challenging.
Yeah, a little bit.
So here, sit over closer to me. We're at the crime scene. Oh, shut up. Don't say anything about that. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. So we're here in Brentwood, and we have, I hope y'all have been watching. So we went in. So I got a phone call. Oh, there's Jennifer. Yep, Jennifer, I got you. Hang on, girl. Add guest request. Where is she, Jennifer? Okay, Jennifer. Trying to get you on here, girl. Won't let me invite you on. What the deal, man? It won't even give me a thing to invite you. So I don't know. Maybe
Change to public, she said.
Change to public.
Don't know how to do that.
We don't know how to do that. Hang on. Let's see. Choose your live mode. Draw, sync, bring a friend. Well, let's try bring a friend. Hang on here. Allison wants it. Well, I'm going to let Allison be in. Okay, Allison, we're going to let you be in, dear. One of my favorites. We're going to let her jump on here for a minute while, I think she is.
I did not.
Allison Dawn Wolf. We're reading. Yeah, it is out of control. So I think Allison, she may have changed her mind. That may have been a boo-boo. May have been a mistake. She's like, no, I don't want to come on there. Okay, so we had an interesting little experience today, and we got chained to a wall. Chained to a wall. Yeah, I had to wait till I was in my mid-60s to be chained to a wall. Ooh, that sounds kind of kinky, doesn't it? But
we got to ride in the same car.
We got to ride in the same car, and they would not let us take a picture, a selfie in the back of the police car. That was very disappointing that we could not do that. And however, I did ask if we could get a copy of the video in the back seat, and the girl was very nice, and the police lady, and she said yes, and she told us how to order the video. So we'll get the video. So while we were in the back of the car, because we were there a hefty little amount of time, we showed the camera our cuffs, and we think we're going to get cuffs so that we can use that as our motto or whatever, our symbol. Or
if you watch the news, my kids are home.
Yeah. So okay. So
I'm not a drug dealer.
All right. So if you guys have followed us, I know I had to do this on my page, so the Family Forward page. Wendy and I have probably done 8 lives. They finally gagged us in November of 2018. They gagged us, wouldn't let us go on live anymore. And then we had to shut up for about 3 months. And then there was a different order that went down, and we immediately went back on live. Yeah. So cuffs, yes, cuffs. Cuffed our little hands together, and then made us be cuffed to the wall. we were handcuffed to the wall.
A pole, actually.
A pole on the wall. And we had to hold our little hands up like this. And when we came back from our photos,
Jennifer said, I give up. I'm sorry.
So they, try again, Jennifer. I don't know. See if you can get in there. It doesn't give me a way to do that.
Yes, even though Connie's an attorney, they still put us both in handcuffs.
Put us in handcuffs. And so, let's see. Oh yeah. So after they took our photo, this really young officer goes, could you go over there and sit down and hook yourself back up to the wall?
He was cool.
Yeah, he was like, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll go chain myself to the wall. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. So we've had some great support. I do need shadow people. Yeah, I hear you. We're going to do Birmingham. We're going to do a program in Birmingham, you guys. So October the 5th, I'm going to start announcing it right now. Everyone needs to hit the green button and get it on. You're exactly right, Allison. And you know it, girl. You know what the heck is going on. Okay, Randy, we'll give it a shot here. See if we can get anybody to join with us and just share some of our joy with us today, because we need some cheering up. Yeah, we need to be cheered up. So I had got a phone call from the police officer yesterday, and I had organized with her to meet today at 11 o'clock. And so I called, I posted a bunch of stuff. I had it organized so we could have just about 5 or 6 people there. Not a big crowd, 5 or 6 people. I had some posters made up to stop separating American families, set our children free, our kids are not for sale. I mean, just the basic stuff we always do. And I also had it set up for Fox 17 to be there. And I got there about 10:20, probably 10:25, something like that.
I got there too late.
Yeah. And so, and I had to go to her bonding company first so I could make sure. Yeah. So we had to make sure we had all the paperwork filled out for her. Mine, by the way, was ROR. For those of you who don't understand legal language, that is on her own recognizance, okay? That means no bond. So I must not be too dangerous of a criminal if I'm ROR. And yeah, and hers was just $1,000. And I want to thank the judge for doing that, because this particular judge probably said, this is kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to try again, Jennifer. Maybe she's on her phone or something. So proof. Okay, let's give it another shot here. So, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There you
go. Phone. I have stayed here all waiting on you to do the computer, and I'm on my phone. So I could have went home an hour and a half ago, but I'm so thrilled because I've been worried about you all day. Been worried about both of you all day, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you. I'm proud of you because it takes a special woman, and a special mother and grandmother to be able to endure the corruption that you're enduring. And you are the example, Connie Reguli, of every attorney in this country. Every attorney should be following in your footsteps. The sacrifices that you make on a daily basis is nothing shy of heroic. Wendy, would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. And Wendy, the stamina that you have displayed in all the trauma being done to your family, you, my friend, are an inspiration to so many families who are struggling. Now, both of you, in my opinion, are a godsend to so many sufferers. So thank you. I'm so proud to call each one of you my friend.
Both y'all are awesome.
It's over. It's disgusting to me that they would actually handcuff you to a wall, either of you. It was really so, for me this morning, I was tearing up the county commission and educate them, which I think is almost a feat that's impossible, except for, of course, people like Michael O'Donnell who know, because they're the ones that helped get the audit started on DCF that they failed here miserably. But you know, when I look around and I have commissioners making excuses for parents to open up a foster mill because they make $270,000 or $250,000 a year, and that's just not enough. It's not a profitable business. I wanted to jump up and throw something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're getting a bunch of feedback too, baby girl. We have got to learn how to do Zoom because Facebook is just an imperfect science here. But I'm going to tell you, because one day I want to talk some more, and I'm going to tell you, and you know that you're the girl I called, right? You're the girl. And, you know, give me a attaboy. Let's go. Let's get the scores out. Let's, you know, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? You need to know, and you're the girl.
I am coming to Tennessee, so like I said, they have a room ready for me.
She does.
She does. I will be the loudest one there. I'm coming.
You will.
I know.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get you and I hooked up on Zoom or something so we can have a real talk. I love you. Bye.
Okay. I don't know. There is something with it. The Facebook double live thing used to be really well, and I don't know. It's just gotten, the technology's so bad. The feedback is bad. I know. The sound, I'm going to turn my sound back up. But I just want you to know, most of you know Jennifer Wynn. If you don't, you need to know who she is.
She's awesome, too.
She is somebody I met 3 years ago and in Kansas, and she's a great advocate. And you know, when things go down and I need to talk to somebody who's going to say, look, we need to regroup. When she gets down, she calls me. When she got defeated in her election, you know, I just pushed and pushed and pushed her. And she, you know, there's been times we both want to quit and we just keep pushing because we know how much we have to do this. We have to do it, you know. And so let me tell you, so we were on Fox 17. I didn't get to see the Channel 5 yet.
Oh.
You should be able to find it. I did videotape the Fox 17. It was the leading story at 5:30. And I'm going to tell you that Jeopardy was on before the news, and we had a ticker tape scroll across the bottom of Jeopardy. And I tried to videotape it. I'm going to try to get it uploaded for you. And then they called DCS, and DCS won't talk about the case, of course, and won't talk about how they hijacked an ex parte order. And let me tell you something else, because this is really important for you all to know. I talked to reporters about ex parte orders, and they don't know what that is. That, like, the general public does not know that DCS can write up a petition and go to court without your knowledge, behind your back, and get an order to take your children. They don't know that. It's amazing. And they're like, oh, I don't know what ex parte is. I'm going, well, let me tell you.
Everybody needs to know what that
is. Ex parte. They are taking children with no court hearings. All right?
Well,
so
you're invited to. You're not, you don't tell you about it.
Yeah, right. So they have, and then they had a court hearing, and they didn't tell us about that either. Now, I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to remind everybody, and I'm going to remind Dee Dee Miller. Dee Dee, that is Deandra Miller, DeKalb County. Y'all can look her up. She is the DCS worker. She knew in 2017 that I was Miss Hancock's attorney. And she knew in 2018 that I was Miss Hancock's attorney, and she did nothing to contact me. She refused to answer my calls. I left her specific voicemails, right? So Dee Dee Miller, we got your name and number. You are defendant number 1, okay? Defendant number 1. And the civil suit will be coming down. Y'all know it. That's why you did this. Oh, also, I want to tell you, they did this by sealed indictment. Yeah, they did this by a sealed indictment.
So scary.
Yeah. You know what? I used to be a district attorney, and here was the joke from all the defense attorneys, is that you can indict a ham sandwich, okay? Because all they do is go in and tell their side of the story, which they're supposed to expose the exculpatory evidence that's present in the case. If not, it's a constitutional violation. It is called negligent investigation. Detective Russ, yes, Detective Lori Russ, negligent investigation. Yeah, do you know about that? Do you know what ex parte orders are? Do you know what jurisdiction is? Yeah, we're talking now. There's no more gag orders. And I know they think, oh well, if we indict them, then they won't talk about it because we'll use these videos in criminal court. Yeah, good. Because we're going to have a jury trial. And we're going to invite all the DCS people in. We're going to invite people in to talk about the money because you know what? In criminal court, there's this thing called mens rea, and it's what your mental perception is of what's going on. And custodial interference, guess what? Fear that the child will be subject to harm is a defense. Okay? We know what happens to children in foster care.
I knew.
And we know in this case what did happen to children in foster care. Okay? So being afraid of your children going in foster care is real.
And Brielle is going to talk too, by the way.
Yes. And sending your children to the homes of strangers, that's real. That's a real fear. Knowing that DCS can have your children vaccinated with HPV vaccines behind your back, that's real.
They did that to her.
Yeah. Failure to take care of her other medical needs, that's real. Moving your children to 6 different homes in 10 months, that's real. 4 schools, that's real. That's harm. If a parent moved their child to 6 homes and 4 schools in a year, what do you think DCS would say? What do you think DCS would say about that?
As dirty as some of them were.
Yeah. Foster homes with bars on the windows where children aren't allowed to make their own peanut butter sandwich, needles.
Expired peanut butter.
Taking the children to parties where they're smoking pot and drinking booze.
That was when the first 10 days they were in foster
Exactly.
care.
Exactly. So you think there's a real fear of your children going into foster care?
Good job, Dee Dee.
Good job, Dee Dee Miller. Yeah, we're not going to forget you.
And Keys.
Yeah, we got your photos too. Yeah. Keys, Miss Hetzel, Miss Cripps, Mr. Detective Cornelius. Oh, yeah, Detective James Cornelius with the DeKalb County Police, or Smithville Police, or Sheriff?
Smithville City Police.
Smithville City Police. When I told you not to talk to my client without me present, I meant it. I meant it. Yeah, and when you took her into custody and started interrogating her and did not do a full Mirandize warning, and you had already been told not to interview my client without me present, you think there might be a little Fifth Amendment issue there?
And interfered with custody of my son.
Yeah, and let's talk about custodial interference. So, Detective James Cornelius, you knew where her son was, and you refused to tell her? Yeah, on August the 10th, and she had full custody of her child, and you refused to tell her.
Isn't that custodial interference?
Yeah, and then Dee Dee Miller, you took her son to live with his drug dealer for the weekend.
Well, he's straightened up now, but still, it was a mistake.
He was at the time.
We don't talk bad about
you took him to stay with his or he came to see you with his estranged dad who had a restraining order against him.
Who tested positive for meth, by the way.
Who tested positive for meth, and you're saying she's a bad mom? Oh my gosh.
Great job, y'all.
And how many years have you been harassing her? Because, I want to talk about that. I think the first record I found was 2006. Mm-hmm. Yep, going
Brielle
to the school.
Was 6 weeks old.
Talking to the kids, pulling them out of class, just nonstop, every year. And when in 2015, when we put our foot down, it was time to stop. And, by that time, the petition got dismissed in an email.
Yeah, email. This time it just got dismissed. Oh, phone call?
Yeah, so this time, after 10 months of children in foster care, supervised visits, supervised phone call, a phone call from the DCS attorney Hetzel saying, if we can get mother's certificate, we'll send the kids home and close the case.
Close. The case is dismissed.
Close case is dismissed. There is no case pending. So, 2 news channels, Channel 17 talked about me as a mid-state attorney defending a parent. They got the first part of it wrong. They said her kids were in state's custody, but they are home. And at the end of the story, that was kind of straightened up. There is a Channel 5 story. I've not seen the Channel 5 story yet, but hopefully we can find that and get the clip on that, and somebody can record it. Maybe Ted can record it or something, and we can do something. So, a couple people may want to try to come in and say hello, so I don't know. I'm just going to see if it works just to get a couple shout-outs.
Cases need to be dismissed. Insane, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result.
Exactly.
That is DCS definition right there.
It is. Yeah, so
it's insanity.
DCS making a statement, oh, we so appreciate the Brentwood Police Department.
Best interest of the children.
Yeah, the best protecting the best interest of the children. Yeah. Also, I want to tell you something. Our new commissioner that you appointed, Governor Lee, Miss Commissioner Nichols, is an attorney. She's an attorney. She was a district attorney in Memphis, is my understanding. And God bless her. I don't know what she's doing yet, but she's an attorney. And she should know what ex parte process is. And she should know about I forgot to talk about pinging the phones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so pinging the phones is also a Fourth Amendment violation, Detective James Cornelius.
A 12-year-old?
A 12-year-old pinging your phone.
Took a phone.
Oh, yeah. And let's talk about the phone. Let's talk about the phone that you snatched and you held on to, which you did not have a warrant on, and you kept it for months, and used the data off the phone, and then erased
everything and gave it back.
And destroyed the phone and gave it back. Yeah, let's talk about that too. So Fourth Amendment violations, and then
children.
Yes. First Amendment violations, 14th Amendment violations, abuse of the children while in foster care. We're done. This is it. So keep your eye out. We're going to...
And this happens every day, not just to my kids. It happens.
It happens every single day. Tennessee, 14,000 children in foster care. Nationwide, well over 500,000. It is a money business. It is a money business. So it is all about private foster care. It's all about dollars. It's all about the foster care lobbyists. And you know what? Those people up in Washington are talking about family separation at the stinking border. Are you kidding me? I'm just going to throw this out there. I had another family walk into my office yesterday, and they have a child, a teenage girl that needs serious treatment and mental health. And you know what? They stuck her in DCS custody and sent her to a camp in East Tennessee where she has to sleep on the floor on a mat with no air conditioning, and the girls run around in their underwear. Yeah, that's where our children are. That's where the children are. If you are not outraged, they have a kiddie prison in Cookeville that gets millions of dollars from the state of Tennessee. Tried to send Chance there.
Before he came, before they went to the last home they were in, my daughter was given a choice by the GAL if she wanted to give her brother another chance and go to another foster home or send her brother off. That was my 13-year-old daughter's choice.
Yes.
His life was in her hands.
Yep, exactly.
At Sarah Cripps's little...
Yeah. They gave a 13-year-old a choice to put her brother in prison. Mm-hmm. And he hadn't done anything new, right? So, so they got this...
when they got him.
They got this kiddie prison, and I have another case that walked through my door. There's a young woman in there with severe scoliosis, severe problems, and all she had done was stood up for another kid in high school who was being bullied. And when she stood up for another kid, she ended up smacking him or pushing him, and they put her in kiddie prison for assault. And she's got severe scoliosis, very introverted, very, very shy, going to be suffering huge mentally. And parents come to me just so distressed, and and what DCS does. And in this particular case, I mean, I know, and I see from the very beginning all the crap that they do. And parents just don't even understand it. They don't even know what's going on. They think it's freaking normal.
It's hard.
They think an ex parte order's normal. It ain't normal, okay? Attorneys who understand the law and understand restraining orders know that judges are not supposed to sign restraining orders unless there's a serious issue. Irreparable harm is the standard. That there would be irreparable harm before there could be a hearing, right? No, No, that's not what they do, and that's what not these juvenile courts are doing. I mean, and I'm not just talking Tennessee. I'm talking all over this country. I mean, they do ex parte orders on allegations, on hearsay, and nothing's happening to them.
Mine was all hearsay.
All hearsay. All hearsay. Not one bit of firsthand information in there. And here's the deal. You know what? And I argued this to a judge. I says, you know what? If somebody's really a drug dealer and they're really doing as much drugs as DCS wants to say they are, why didn't you get a stinking search warrant? You know? if they were doing everything that they said she was doing in that petition, a search warrant would have turned her. I mean, her house would have been like a heyday, right? But no,
They didn't even search the house when the kids come home.
They didn't even go check her house when they sent her kids home, because you know what? They knew it was a lie. Okay, they knew it was a lie. So
now let's do this.
Yeah. So now, I mean, they just don't. They don't do investigations. They just don't do anything. They just take kids for money. They take kids for money. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just got a text message from my favorite criminal defense attorney in Nashville. Oh my gosh. He says, I get to represent you, right? Oh my gosh. I love this guy. I'll tell you later. So, of course, but, you know, I don't know. I told everybody, we're going to have a jury trial, man. We're going to throw him out there. He'll love it. He's great. Yeah. Yeah. So we got to get Wendy a good attorney too. But yeah.
I had one.
Yeah, she had a good attorney.
But they knew that she couldn't represent me.
Okay, so wait a minute. So if I get an attorney to represent me, maybe I can represent you.
Why not? We'll try anything once, right?
And so, anyway, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, so, and I'm just also going to say this. This is a first, you know, this is a first. I have to say, in my legal career, I've been blessed in many ways, and I've been able to struggle through all this chaos.
Another first.
Yeah.
Toenail test.
Another, yeah.
Toenail drug test.
Oh, yeah, I
Only
forgot
me.
to talk about that.
Me.
So they make all this big deal about Wendy, that drug dealer, that's all, you know, that's what they say to everybody. They're drug dealers, right? And are addicts. And so we're in court one day, and they say they wanted to, first of all, in the perm plan. No, wait a minute. In the perm plan, they wanted to put in the perm plan that she was not allowed to dye her hair. And so here's Wendy's hair. So as you can see, it is
all natural.
It's perfectly coiffed, okay, as opposed to mine, which finally I just had to let go. She's like perfectly coiffed blonde, okay. So they wanted to put in the perm plan,
yeah,
that she was not allowed to dye her hair.
That's not happening.
I am dead serious. And I said, no. And they're like, well, a hair follicle test won't come out if she's dyeing her hair. And I'm like, who says?
That's baloney.
Yeah, and I'm like, who says?
They don't even know what their tests are.
And so finally the judge says, well, if you can get somebody in here to say that would destroy your hair follicle test, then you can do a nail bed test or blood test. I'm like,
not taking those either. Those are mine.
So we were in court on February the 22nd, and they had not, I mean, the whole drug dealer thing, like, they just couldn't do it, right? They just had no proof. Oh, yeah. I have to tell this.
Said?
No, I have to tell you this. Now, they're going to say, like, we're blabbing about a secret case here, but I have to say this, and I'm not going to tell the details of it, but listen to this. So the allegations against Wendy was that she was a drug dealer, and this other mom was dealing with her, basically, buying and selling, whatever, right? I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to leave her out of this. Yeah. So I asked my client, where is she living so we can subpoena her, right? Now, this would be their key number one witness, you would think, because that was the allegations, right? So you would think this would be DCS's witness.
In the petition, yeah.
They put her name in the petition. No. They didn't subpoena her to court. And so I'm like, Wendy, we need to find this person. We can't find her. We happen to see her. We happen to see her in the courthouse. Okay, now this is a small county. We see her in the courthouse. Wendy goes, she's over there. I'm like, okay, we'll go get a subpoena right now.
Get a subpoena.
So we take a break. We go get a subpoena. I serve her with a subpoena. And then they're gossiping about it in the courtroom. And so we call her to testify. Now,
Dee said, this will be interesting.
Yeah, so I
got some questions for you to ask her.
Yeah, so they are
violating her case.
Yeah, they're snickering over in the corner. I mean, this was a big joke to them. They're snickering over in the corner. This girl, we call her on the stand, and I ask her the basic question: are you a drug dealer? No. Is Wendy a drug dealer? No.
Had her in tears.
Yeah.
She lost her kids too.
Yeah. Here's the deal. DCS had taken her kids too.
About a month after mine.
Exactly. They knew exactly where she was. They could have subpoenaed her. As a matter of fact, if they would have done their investigation properly, they would have known that it was a joke anyway, that there was nothing to it. So within a month of having the petition against her with these allegations of this other person, they could have cleared up the whole thing because they knew exactly where this person was. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We don't want to do that. So anyway, back to February 22nd. No, they can't make any proof of drug use. So they come in and they say, Judge, we want to do a nail bed test. Look at that.
Those are mine.
Do you see that? I look at my client's nails and I go.
They wanted all of them, though.
I'm like, how many do you have to take?
They said all of them.
And they said
Hell
all
no.
of them. Now, being the attorney that I am.
And my husband disagrees on that.
And being how loyal I have been to Wendy through this.
Suggests.
I said, can you do toenails?
Sure.
And now, the nail bed guy was in the courtroom, fortunately, because
and Dee Dee was following.
But, okay, hold on. Because, yeah, the DCS worker's like filing her nails over in the corner. I know if the nail bed guy would not have been in the courtroom, they would have said no. They would have said no.
He was out in the hallway.
I know, but you know what? They wanted to cut your nails.
I know.
So I'm sure, but the nail bed guy was in the courtroom, and I go, can you take her toenails?
And the GAL says, can't fake that.
Yeah. And the nail bed guy goes, oh, yeah, we can do that. So the guardian ad litem's like, well, you can't fake that.
So I'm out in the hallway taking my toenail polish off.
Yeah, she has to take her
my toenails in the hall.
She has to take her toenail polish off.
It was fun.
And they have to cut every one of her toenails.
Every single one.
In the hallway of the courthouse now, mind you. Okay? In the hallway of the courthouse. And so everybody's like waiting with bated breath for the nail bed test. And it comes back clean. Okay, so
goes back a year.
Yeah, it goes back a year.
Good job.
Yeah. So they couldn't get any drugs out of the nail bed test. So now, by February the 22nd, they basically had nothing.
From August to February.
Yeah. We had already sent her to do mental health evaluations. I had already said just, we had prescription issues we had to resolve. We'd already resolved all of that. They do a nail bed test. They have no drugs in her. And now what do they do? February 22nd. What do they do? Well, let's see. What did they do? I appealed it because I wanted to get a new trial on some of the issues that they did. Mm-hmm. And we went on live, right? We went on live. And so what do they do within the next week? They file contempt on the gag order that was 4 months ago that is not in, it doesn't exist any longer. Once you have a final order, if it's not in the final order, it does not exist. So the guardian ad litem tries this contempt thing. And I'm going to share this with you because we haven't really talked about this much. Guardian ad litem, we find out is, so there's DeKalb County, big Democrat county, and I'm just going to tell you, y'all know I'm a conservative Republican, but it's a bipartisan issue, but sometimes you got to go with what you can go with, right? And so DeKalb County is having a big Democrat reorganization party, and it's blasted all over the media in DeKalb County.
Our little radio station.
The radio station blasted all over there.
Blast pictures.
And we find out that the judge, who is a Democrat, who's going to hear our case.
In April, yeah.
Is the keynote speaker for the Democrat Reorganization Party, Judge Hollers. And she's being introduced by our guardian ad litem, Sarah Cripps. And Mom sent that to me. Yeah, so Mom sent that to me, and I'm like, she can't do that. What the heck is she doing? And, under the rules of judicial conduct, a judge cannot take on political activity while they're on the bench. They can't do it. They can't go out and promote the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, either one.
Didn't she tell me to fire you too? Like everybody.
Yes. Yeah, everybody's tried to get Wendy to fire me.
Yeah.
Thank you for the refresher there. So, so I filed a motion for recusal because it's a violation of the judicial conduct. I mean, it's in black and white. I mean, we got the pictures that they posted. It's not like we went out. So, boo on you, Facebook back on you, right? Because you posted the pictures. Mm-hmm. And you posted the picture of the Judge Hollers being the keynote speaker at the Democrat Reorganization meeting in DeKalb County. And
Even though it seemed like the GAL was trying to hide the pictures.
Yeah. So we got the pictures. We filed a motion for recusal and said that not only was she doing that, but she was being sponsored or she was being introduced by the guardian ad litem, Sarah Cripps. So it has just been, I mean, it was one freaking fiasco over the other. I started filing complaints with the Department of Children's Services. Oh my gosh,
I filed. Us to hear they're pissed off, and that's why we're sitting here.
They're pissed off. They released the kids. They dismissed the case.
June 7th, they came home.
June 7th.
My grandmother died.
Oh, yeah, and these poor kids, their poor grandmother, who they had a very close relationship with, is dying during this whole case, getting worse and worse and worse. We asked to have visits with the grandmother. They don't do it. I mean, the emotional stress that they put on these kids is just horrendous. It's just horrendous.
The last foster they were with that they liked actually took them to see her 2 weeks before she died.
Yeah, right before she died.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you, dear. Okay.
She usually just grabs my Diet Coke.
Yeah, and I don't even like Diet Coke. All right, so thank you all for joining us. This is longer than I wanted it to be. But you'll be hearing some more about this, okay? We're going to, so now that it's in criminal court, we get to expose all of it. We can have cameras in the courtroom. We can have a jury trial. We can subpoena all those people in. I can cross-examine them about what they know about the law and the 14th Amendment. Yeah, it's time to do that.
Dee Dee?
What?
I said Dee Dee.
Is she on here?
No.
Yeah, Dee Dee.
I'm sure she is somewhere.
Yeah, we know some of these people have fake profiles. We know they're stalking us.
Every time, all this.
Every time. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, I have to tell you some more of this. I know we've gone like way overboard here time-wise. But let me tell you a few other things they did. They refused to give me DCS records. I asked for them in September. They didn't give them to me until January. The last record was dated in November. I asked for updates multiple times, and they did not give them to me. They did psych evals on the children and my client. They refused to give them to me. They did foster care review boards. They refused to give me the reports until the very last day the kids came home. I still did not get all of them. And they didn't file them with the court like they were supposed to. Oh, let's talk about the foster care review board meeting. What is that guy's name? Robert Evans? Robert Williams. Okay, so Robert Williams, foster care review board, head of the Poncho tribe over there. So they called the police on us because we were going to. Well, I know. I think they had convened about that before, though.
They always convene about stuff before you come in.
Yeah. So they. I pulled my recorder out to record it, and Sarah's like, you're going to be on Facebook. She's going to put you on Facebook. I don't want to be. I'm going to make a statement right here. I don't want to be on Facebook.
I'm calling the police.
I'm calling the police. Okay, I am dead serious. Foster care review board meeting. And so this police officer comes in. Did you get the video of that guy? So
we got work done while she was gone, though, for a minute.
Yeah, so, and
after the DCS district attorney always says they're going to send
This is after the DCS attorney, Hetzel, said we're going to send the kids home if we get the certificates, and then we have to go in for a foster care review board meeting, and they're acting like they're freaking keeping the kids another 6 months. And I'm like, why are we arguing anyway? The kids are coming home this week. And they're like, what? And then the policeman comes in and stands behind us. I'm like, what? So
he's trying to intimidate us.
Yeah, anymore. We probably shouldn't have left. We probably should have made him arrest us then. But I don't know what would they arrest us for?
For what?
For recording the foster care review board. I think that's a crime now.
They need to have foster care review boards reviewing the house they put these kids in.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it must be a crime now to record a foster care review board meeting.
One of the parents that they got sent to even asked, can they check to make sure that children don't have lice when they bounce them from house to house?
Oh my gosh. Kids got lice.
Bouncing
them
from house to house. Yeah. 13.
Yeah. Oh, here, let's go ahead and talk about the hearing aid. I just want to talk about the hearing aid because when they took her daughter into custody, she had a hearing aid, and I said, don't give them the hearing aid. They got TennCare. They can go get a hearing aid. And, and if they break it or lose it, then it's going to cost you $2,000 to go get another hearing aid. And so we didn't give them the hearing aid. And then they went like total bonkers on us, talking about
I'm neglecting my child.
What a horrible parent she was. So let's see, how many hearing aids did she have to have?
2 of them chewed up by dogs.
Yeah, they finally got her a hearing aid. They let the dog chew up one of them. Another one got broken. I mean, it was like she never had her hearing aids anyway. So it was like a good thing we didn't let you have her hearing aids. Yeah. So
they hated taking her to Vanderbilt too.
Yeah, they had to drive her all the way to Vanderbilt. But you know what? They took her behind mom's back and got an HPV vaccine. Yeah, kids are home, Jamie. Kids are home.
There's Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer.
Oh, okay. Did we cover everything now? Have we covered everything? I did 4 complaints with the department. Yeah, those complaints. Okay, so those complaints will now be public too. I'm going to get those complaints to the press too. And and you know what? And do you remember? So you remember I went and I talked to the Oversight Committee. I got an opportunity to go to the Legislative Oversight Committee for Department of Children's Services. They gave me 3 minutes. I wanted to take parents with me, and they said, no, we don't have time for that. So I went for 3 minutes and talked, and then I went. I'm going to tell you what I did. I've told you this before. I'm going to tell you what I did. I went individually and met with every single person on that committee. I took them stat sheets. I took them a binder full of stuff for them to be knowledgeable about the Department of Children's Services. Every one of them. There's like 8 of them on the committee. I met with every one of them. And then there were other people with the General Assembly that we met with. Senator Kerry Roberts. I met with Jeremy Faison, John DeBerry. I mean, there were other people. So they're mad about it. You know, they're just mad about it. And I filed another DCS complaint in federal court just a few weeks ago.
Fixing to file another one.
Yeah. So, you know, this is what happens.
They just wasted your time today. But
the squeaky wheel gets the grease. No, this was not a waste of time.
No, it wasn't. But
this is not a waste
distraction.
of time. Yeah. Okay, so thank you all so much. I see I know we went really long. We didn't really give you much notice. We've had right now it shows about 70 people on, but every time I hang this stuff up, I find out that there's a whole bunch more people that shared it and spread it around. I was on Raymond's show last night, so please share so people can see what's going on. We love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.